Hi, I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and I want to talk about fans that are special. Not in the typical way of having amazing performance or being super quiet or having pretty lights, but they have the ability for you to remove the impeller. Now, this is not a very common feature on fans, and I'm not going to promote this brand because they owe me a rebate from last Black Friday, and they don't respond to my emails, so I'm not even going to name them. However, the question is, what is the value of having a removable impeller? Well, quite simply, it makes it easy to clean the blades. And if you watch my companion video that I'm also putting up today about why you should clean your blades, you'll understand. There's no graphic demonstration in that video, but I explain the difference. All right. If you want a graphic demonstration of the difference, I will have to make a fan dirty so that I can show you the difference. But that's okay. Now, so is it a good idea to be able to remove the fan impeller, which is the blades and hub and the shaft that's or a rod that's sticking out of the hub and going down into the bearing shaft itself, which is the hole? Is that a good idea or a bad idea? Well, depends. If you're going to do it properly and you're going to protect the open shaft, the hole, from having stuff fall into it like dust and whatnot while you're cleaning the blades, and while you're cleaning the impeller, which is, primarily the blades is what you're going to be worried about. When you're cleaning the impeller, after you're done, are you making sure to either let it dry out or you're actively drying out and make sure that there's no water, especially not on the rod? Okay. And after you're done drying it off, are you making sure to put appropriate lubricant that is approved for the fan you have onto the shaft, the rod? Because when you open this up, I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. You won't be able to see it on the rod, but can you see that hole for the shaft bearing? The bearing shaft is wet. That's oil. So are you going to find the right kind of oil? And it's not just any oil, because if you choose the wrong oil, it could be reactive with the materials in the bearing assembly, which could lead to damage to the bearing and a shortened lifespan. So, not a simple thing. And they don't mention on the packaging which kind of bearing oil you would want to use. Now, hopefully, you could just grab some sewing machine oil and use that. But it may be too viscous or not viscous enough. It may have reactive chemicals in it that will damage the bearing or not. There's just no way to know unless you are able to contact the maker of the fan and say, hey, I'm cleaning this. I want to relubricate the rod. What kind of oil is safe to use? And, of course, you'll need to include the model of the fan. Be specific, not just the marketing name like Dark Knight, but also the model number itself, which, like DN 120, DN for Dark Knight, and 120 for 120 millimeters. And so they'll know specifically, so they can look at their spec sheets and see what the recommended oil is that you should use. So if you're willing to do those three things, protect the opened bearing, clean off and dry the blades properly, and re-oil the rod, then yeah, it's fine. It's fine. However, if you are not willing to be careful, you may damage or ruin your fan. Say, for example, you don't dry off the impeller and there's water on the rod. What happens when water and oil mix? Well, they separate, right? But if you put them into something that's moving, say bearings or an engine or motor, what ends up happening? Well, they are forced through all that motion and pressure to coexist in a way that they don't like, and that can cause failure. So I'm sure you've seen the movies where somebody puts a banana or something in somebody's tailpipe and it causes the car to not be able to function because it can't exhale, so to speak, or exhaust. The exhaust fumes and vapors cannot get out. But if you pour water into somebody's gas tank, which is why these days a lot of cars have one of the reasons is cars have a locked gas access door, you can ruin the engine, and it's very expensive to fix. So if you want to get something that's easy to clean, because you can remove the impeller, as long as you're willing to follow those 3 points that I mentioned, fine, go for it. But if you're not, then you're going to have to work around any barriers. Like on this fan, it's just 4 arms. But there are other fans where there's an entire grill in the way that's not removable. You're going to have to figure out how to clean them. And that can be a problem. Let me make it clear for you why. Look at that. How are you going to get between the arms of this grill to actually be able to clean the blades? You can clean the blades on this side very easily. But this side, the side where there's probably going to be more dust, is going to be extremely difficult to clean. And unfortunately, the manufacturer of this design, and there's more than one company that uses this design, but right now the only one that I'm aware of that uses the grill to direct air straight out instead of forming a cone is Silverstone. So there's no effective way, because Silverstone provides no way for you to remove the grill, that you can actually effectively clean your fan. And that means that over time, as oil and dust build up on the edges of the blades, the fan is going to be less and less effective at moving air. And I guarantee you that is not what you want to have happening. So, if you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes you just a few seconds, and it helps me to make my channel larger, and that will eventually help me to be able to do more things for all of my viewers. Thank you so much for your help with that. Hello, thanks for watching my video, and I need to ask for your help. So my financial situation has become very uncertain with my employer and also with the workers' comp case I have from an injury I had at work last year in 2023, for which I'm currently suing the workers' comp company. I really don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, but if you can find it within your ability without screwing yourself up to help me out, you have 2 options. One of those is to just go to my channel, Glenn's Fast Reviews, and make a one-time donation there. Or if you would want to do a repeating donation, a monthly donation, you can go to patreon.com slash GLENNMII. That's G as in Glenn, L-E-N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, no, not but I, right? And there are various choices for you to sign up for. If you cannot afford the lowest option that I have put up there, let me know, and I will put in a lower option that can work for other people. Also, I want to say thank you to my very first Patreon, Rudik from Australia, who has been very kind enough to support me, and even said if I can't afford the postage to send the gifts that he has become eligible for, that's okay. I will certainly try to do that anyways, and it means a lot because not only did you choose to financially support me, but you've also been supportive in some comments on some of my videos, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if there are any questions, please put them in the comments, and you here or on Patreon, and I will try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Sometimes I don't see comments right away because of the way YouTube works. And oh, by the way, thank you to Bleeping Computer, and it's the owner of Bleeping Computer, who goes by the name of Grindler online on his website, for allowing me to use his platform to promote my channel, the PC Expert Amateur, and I appreciate it very much. And if you need help with, say, malware or technical problems with your computer, the Bleeping Computer volunteers are a good bunch of people who have a great deal of knowledge about a lot of different kinds of problems with computers. And with there's a dedicated volunteer malware removal team there. Sorry. And we'll be happy to help you. And you can just go to bleepingcomputer.com and click on the forums. There's also lots of great news about cybersecurity, about hackers and stuff like that.